something. A lot of this channel is sort of like the inner thinkings of my brain every single day, every single night, and the topic of every video is sort of I'm thinking about the night before, and something that's been quite prevalent on my mind as of recently, especially with getting into fitness quite heavy, is why have I felt so much pain in underperforming in something that I'm good at? And today's gonna be heavy sort of storytelling where it's sort of school, outside hobbies. So for me, it would be education, football, um, and just being a good friend, really. And for me, a lot of it is where sort of the effort just went down, and it's like, did I fall out of love with the game? Did I not believe in myself? What makes up the pain points of why I'm now underperforming of something that I was previously and still feel deep down that I'm really good at? So the first one is there's that internal disconnect between my own thinking and my performance I'm putting out there every day. So let's say, for example, football. Out of my close friends, humbly, and they probably would have agreed with me before right now, I've always been the best player, humbly, and they all know that. But then when we sort of finished school, and I'd played the most games for the school team. I think I tried to mention it before, but I think I cut it out. But I played the most games for the school from year 7 to year 11. I played the most games out of anyone in the year group. I just believed in myself at that point. And then when I stopped playing, that's when sort of my ability went out the window. And all my other mates have stepped up, and their fitness and their just control of the ball is now better than mine. And I've sort of just got to own it that I'm not the player that I once was. I know my own potential and the peak I sort of had, and it hurts me now that I can see that I've to an extent have lost it, and that's why I'm trying to get back into fitness, because I still think I'm a baller on my day, but my day's been and gone as of recent, and that's why I'm trying to sort of get my level back to where I was and just get my stamina. I think that's mainly what it is for me. My stamina's not there, so my control of the ball might be there, but until I can get my ankles back in, apart from because my ankles are like cheese, so until I can get my ankles normal and my stamina up there, then will I be a baller? Let's find out. And the thing is with me right now, I'm falling short of my own standards, where I turn up every Monday and I go, yeah, I'm going to be back at my best this week, like I was 5 years ago. And I never am. And it's like, it's quite demoralising when you think about it, where you go, you think you're still the player you once was, and sometimes you're not. And what I've sort of developed is this sort of frustration and confusion of, why am I still not at this level, and sort of what is going on with me now that was different to what it was back in the day. There's also a clear noticement from me that my friends can see that I'm not at the level that I used to be, and people respond differently if you're good or not. Where before you were sort of impressive, they were looking up to you as the player, and now they don't, because they see themselves as sort of better than you at the end of the day, and that's fair because my standards dropped. And what I have felt is that whilst before I might have been getting sort of praise and applause from these people, I'm now getting I'm frustrating them by not by my presence sort of letting them down by not being at the level that I once was. And suddenly, like I said, you're not that impressive player anymore. You're just sort of part of the team. And sometimes for me, lucky enough to even get on the pitch. The one thing for me as well that's taken quite a hit is that am I losing the joy in these things anymore, like playing football? If I keep turning up every week and I'm really not any good, why would I keep playing it? Because it's becoming less enjoyable, and that's something that I'm trying to make sure that I don't, because at the end of the day, having enjoyment in something, provide yourself with peace. And right now, with the level I'm at, it feels like a pressure when it shouldn't. And I've sort of got to question myself of, is it worth it? And because I'm putting in this work outside of it, for me right now, I'm putting my foot in and I'm going, I really want to get back to these levels. I won't ever get back to my prime, but I want to get back to the standard where I can actually run around the pitch for an hour. Because first of all, it helped my fitness away from the gym and stuff like that, and my life. But it also just been enjoyment of my friends, and my friends will actually want to like play football with me. And I've also questioned, has my spark gone? Like I've just said, I'm never ever going to get my prime back because I'm older. My legs are shriveled up compared to what they were when I was 9 and 10. Under 9's my prime season when I scored 20 goals. That will never happen again. But if I can get one goal a week every Monday night, that's enough for me. Because I can get that spark of I scored. If I do it every week, I'll be happy. There's also the question of, am I lacking the capacity to fully show up? And the answer right now is yes. And it's not the motivational term because I am committed to getting back to the best. It's just the current standard that I'm producing every week isn't the standard I want it to be, which is why I'm keep putting in that work and keep my motivation high to keep going. I'm sort of in the place where my mind's foggy, my fitness isn't there, and my body just doesn't want to do what it used to do, which is just the standard of getting old. And that's what I'm doing. I want to be there. I want to show up for my friends, for myself. But sometimes my current lifestyle, my fitness, all these things that we're talking about aren't where they used to be when I was 15 years old. It also can sort of affect my mood. And this could be sort of not even me playing the sports and me underperforming. It's me watching QPR, my team, underperform for the last 10 years, where we're just a mid-rotting championship side where we're not going to go up and we might go down. And the thing with me is that every single August I turn up going, we're getting promoted. And then it gets to blooming Christmas and I'm like, we have no creativity, our performances are low, and we're really short of confidence. And all these feelings that I'm feeling at the game come into my everyday life, where a result on Saturday, although I might not want it to, the way that just all my friendships are around football and enjoyment of the sport, my mood is going to be dictated by if we win or lose. And that is just how it's always going to be because I'm into it and I love it. And it's what makes me me. My whole life's football at the end of the day. And if I didn't have football and if my team ended up going bust, I don't know what I would do because I'll be miserable. And I think it would be valid if I was miserable because I consume so much time, money, and effort into this tangible thing that I don't know what I would do if it went away. It would be like if I lost a family member. So that's why it sort of dictates a lot of my life and my feeling. And like I've just said, I'm unable to separate the results and the performances from my personal identity. There's also a guilt back to the personal bit of me being rubbish. There's also a guilt in sort of letting other people down. And we already said that people sort of notice you falling off, your performance level dropping. But you also get the personal guilt where people expected a certain level from you, but you also expected more from yourself. Like I said, I tell them every week and I want to be better, but sometimes I just can't. Where whatever I've done in that day, if I've not even moved, and then I go, yeah, do you know what, I'm going to play 40 minutes of football here, it's not going to happen because my legs are just going to seize up straight away. It's like you didn't think about your day of your plan where you had football tonight, so you decided to lay in bed and rot all day. It was a decision that I wasn't disciplined enough to change. Sometimes it could be the case where even if no one notices that you're underperforming, you feel like you're letting them down because you know your standards and they're not where they want to be. And there's also that weight where you know you're letting people down, and it could then end up where you see that you keep doing it and then you want to just sort of distance yourself from this group of people and go into hiding and go like, I'm not at their level anymore. I'm not at their standards to sort of bother turning up. And you just, like I said, you feel this guilt where you're like, am I good enough? And that's the pain in underperforming. I think there's a heavy question on whether we're avoiding the key main question though is, why am I underperforming? That is the question we're all waiting for the answer for. Why am I underperforming? And instead of looking for that root cause, we're always trying to numb it, to ignore it, and to sort of push other factors in the way of, instead of going, yeah, it was all me, we go, oh, it must be this thing. We don't take accountability for our own problems or reasons why we're not at the top level. And until you can ask yourself, why am I underperforming? And identifying the problem, the key things of, this is what I'm doing wrong. My ankles are a cheese. My stamina's not there. Until I pick these points out, I would never make a change. So now, what am I going to do instead? I do ankle exercises. I do cardio because I want to turn up every Monday in front of my friends, keep my performances and standards consistent and high, back to how I used to be, so that people want me there, my presence there. I expect the standards of myself, and that's how you rebuild this underperformance. Taking accountability of, why am I underperforming, and telling yourself, this is the step-by-step plan that I'm going to do to change.